Have you ever heard a weapon strike before you even knew it was there? A whisper in the wind. A shadow across the sun. No pilot, no sound, no mercy, only destruction, absolute and unstoppable. This is not a man. It is not a missile. It is not a fighter jet. It is Ghost Bat, the most advanced unmanned combat drone Australia has ever created. It doesn't speak. It doesn't hesitate. It doesn't sleep. It was born to fly, to protect, and when the time comes, to kill. In a time where wars are no longer just fought with boots on the ground, but brains in the sky, Australia has stepped into a new era. An era of smart machines, autonomous hunters, deadly silence. And at the heart of this revolution is Ghost Bat, the MQ-28A loyal wingman, an AI-driven stealth drone built not to follow, but to lead. Boeing Australia, in partnership with the Royal Australian Air Force, didn't just build a drone. They built an artificial predator, a machine designed to fly side by side with fifth-generation jets like the F-35A, sharing data, scanning targets, jamming radars, and, when needed, launching attacks that shatter the battlefield. But what makes Ghost Bat terrifying is what it doesn't need. It doesn't need a pilot. It doesn't need a runway. It doesn't even need direct commands. It thinks. It plans. It decides. This drone carries within it a combat AI brain, able to perform autonomous missions, analyze multiple threats, communicate with human pilots and other drones, and adapt mid-flight as situations change. Ghost Bat is designed for independence. It launches with a mission and it completes it, even in GPS-denied environments, even when communications are jammed. Let's talk performance. Ghost Bat is no ordinary drone. It's nearly 12 meters long, the size of a light fighter jet. Its range, over 3,700 kilometers. Its top speed, close to 1,000 kilometers per hour. And its operational ceiling, high enough to disappear into thin air. It is built to go deep into enemy territory, to operate beyond the front lines, to strike without warning and return without detection. Its frame is crafted for stealth, smooth, faceted, radar-absorbing materials, low infrared signature, and low vertical tail. Even its air intake is buried, hidden from detection. Ghost Bat doesn't roar, it glides, and in the silence, it becomes invisible. But don't let the silence fool you. This drone can carry lethal payloads inside its internal bays. Depending on the mission, Ghost Bat can be outfitted with AIM-132 ASRAAM or AIM-9X for air-to-air combat, AGM-158 JASSM long-range cruise missiles for strategic strikes, AARGM anti-radiation missiles to destroy enemy radar, electronic warfare pods to jam communications and blind defenses, and even loitering munitions to hover over a battlefield, then dive and detonate when a target appears. Ghost Bat isn't just an observer. It is a hunter, a tool of preemptive, invisible war. It flies alongside manned aircraft, especially the F-35A Lightning II, creating a distributed team that shares data, watches each other's backs, and multiplies effectiveness. In combat, a single human pilot can direct several Ghost Bats, sending them forward to scout, jam, flank, and even attack. All while the pilot remains protected, distant, and in command. This is the beginning of swarm warfare, where smart drones act as extensions of the pilot's vision, arms, and decision-making. It's more than a drone. It's a force multiplier. One pilot, multiple hunters, one mission, success. Now let's look deeper into its mind. Ghost Bat is equipped with a suite of advanced sensors. AESA radar, a digital radar that can scan air and ground targets simultaneously. Infrared search and track, to detect enemy aircraft without radar. Electro-optical cameras, to scan the terrain and identify threats visually. Sensor fusion, combining data from all onboard and offboard sources into one combat picture. Secure satellite link, connecting it with command centers, manned aircraft, and other Ghost Bats in real time. This brain isn't just aware, it's strategic, and when it operates as a wingman to the F-35A, it unlocks an entirely new level of combat capability. Imagine this: an F-35 pilot flies low near the front line. Ahead of him, two Ghost Bats streak forward at high altitude. Their AESA radars scan enemy SAM systems. One jams the radar. The second launches a precision cruise missile. The threat is eliminated before the enemy even sees them on screen. This isn't imagination. This is today's combat reality. Australia has built the future, and it's flying now. But where did this idea begin? The loyal Wingman project started not with war, but with necessity. Australia's vast distances, limited airframe numbers, and growing Indo-Pacific threats forced a new strategy. How can one pilot defend a continent? The answer: he doesn't have to. Ghost Bat flies with him. Ghost Bat thinks for him. Ghost Bat kills for him. And unlike manned aircraft, Ghost Bat is cheap, fast to build, and expendable. Lose one in battle, another can be ready in weeks. It's modular, too, meaning the same airframe can be customized for air-to-air, air-to-ground, jamming, or even surveillance missions. This flexibility is key. Ghost Bat is a platform, not just a plane. It's a foundation for future AI-powered fleets. Australia is the first nation outside the US to design and produce such an advanced unmanned combat aircraft. And now, allies are lining up. The United States is interested. The United Kingdom is involved. And regional powers are watching with growing concern. Why? Because Ghost Bat changes the rules. In a world of radar, missiles, and satellite tracking, it introduces uncertainty. Where is it? What is it carrying? Is it even there at all? It creates chaos in the enemy's mind. And that, in warfare, is power. Let's not forget, warfare is psychological. The side that sees first, shoots first, and strikes deepest, wins. Ghost Bat is designed to be the first in and the last seen. And it does all this without a single pilot putting their life on the line. This is the battlefield of 2030, a chessboard where machines are the pawns, the knights, and even the kings. And Australia, once seen as a small military player, is now the one setting the rules of the game. Ghost Bat is not just a drone. It is a symbol of a country that refuses to be left behind, of a nation that believes in defending its skies, not with numbers, but with intelligence. Not with noise, but with precision. So the next time you look up into a quiet sky, ask yourself, what's hiding in the silence? Because if war comes, if conflict strikes in the Pacific, if submarines surface and satellites fall, then the first thing that moves will not be a ship, or a fighter jet, or a tank. It will be a Ghost Bat. Silent, smart, and already on target. This is the future of Australian warfare. A future made not in the halls of history, but in the data cores of flying minds. So watch the skies, not for what you can see, but for what you can't. Because Ghost Bat has already taken flight. Closing voice. If you found this story fascinating, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. We'll keep bringing you the most advanced military technologies from across the world, in your language, and in your style. Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and watch the shadows.